This video is brought to you by the Disc Golf Nerd Patreon support team. Go to patreon.com/discgolfnerd. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we have some good old-fashioned plastic show and tell for you. I've got a big stack of plastic for review, stuff that's new in my bag, stuff that I'm testing for my bag, etc., etc. Some weird stuff might sneak in here now and again. You never can tell here on the Disc Golf Nerd channel what you might run into in these videos. It could be almost anything. If it's round and made out of plastic, you might see it here on this channel. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about everything that we got to show you and give you guys my thoughts, maybe some flight footage if I have it. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun, so stay tuned. We're going to get into it in just a second. But first, I have a really important announcement, an exciting announcement to tell you guys about. This is something we've had in the works for a couple of months now, and we have finally gotten it all finished up and ready to announce. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have already seen it, but we are working with Diameter Apparel, and they have produced 3 exclusive designs for the Disc Golf Nerd for our channel, and it's just going to be awesome, man. They make really rad clothes. They sent us some shirts to test out a couple months ago over the summer, right around the same time I got the Pro Tour Rebel in. We were out doing some filming and stuff. I'll show you some of that footage, but really nice quality clothes that are made in North America, which is great, up in Canada. We worked together for a gorge-inspired landscape design, which was my kind of baby in the project, and I'm just over the moon with the way it came out. The renderings look incredible. I can't wait to see the shirts in person. Just going to be super rad. Andy worked on one with them that has some topographic lines there to evoke the Mount Hood National Forest out here in Oregon. And then we also have a plain kind of basic cotton t-shirt for you guys as well that'll be at a lower price point. So please check out the link in the description if you guys are interested in the pre-order. That helps them get a sense of how many they need to order and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, they're available right now, so go check it out. I really appreciate Diameter for working with us. I really appreciate Andy helping out, making the deal happen, making this a reality. It should be a lot of fun. They're working with Big Germ, Kale LaVisca, Thomas Gilbert, Dustin Keegan. I'm sure I'm forgetting some folks, and us. So I'm really happy to be a part of the squad. It should be a lot of fun, and I think the shirts came out super rad. So yeah, definitely go check them out. Keep in mind, if you do order, definitely make sure you use the sizing chart on the website to make sure you're getting the right sizes. The sizes change a little bit compared to American sizing. In our experience, they run small. So definitely make sure you're measuring and getting the right size if you're going to order a shirt. Thank you so much to everybody involved in that. And let's get into the plastic, the star of the show here. Okay, so man, so much stuff. Let's address the elephant in the room first here. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way, and we'll go right to the clickbait straight away for you guys, because I think that might be of interest to you. Damn, we got a lot of stuff this time. Some of this stuff I'll show you very briefly. It's like stuff that's for my, my collector stash or my backup stock or whatever. But I got grooves, all right? I went on eBay and I purchased a Champion groove. This is this old school kind of clear Champion groove with the tie-dye on there. This one's pretty flat. It's got some wear on it. What's the weight on this guy? I forget. I think it's like 170, high 160s, 169, something along those lines. I have reviewed the groove already, and that video has actually gotten a decent amount of views, but it was before I did flight footage and all that. And my buddy Lucas, he was actually, he's a drummer. I've played music with him previously, and he actually uses the groove. He's got one in his bag. It's pretty hilarious that he's a great drummer, a really funky player who uses the groove. I just thought that was really just kind of funny. And he's got one in his bag, and I was watching him throw it. And if you guys are not familiar with what these actually look like, if you're like a new player or something, these are notorious in the world of disc golf, but you can see it's got this weird groove down the middle here, and this is arguably the most like notorious disc in disc golf. People love to hate on the groove. Lucas has one in his bag. He throws really effective shots with it. I decided if I got one, plus the one he actually has a couple of them, and I actually ended up working a trade with a fellow YouTuber, Poor Boy Disc Golf, and he sent me another groove. So we'll have 4 total to test. We're going to do a full field test and a full review on them. We're going to get to the bottom of it. How inconsistent are they? How bad do they fly? What are the actual characteristics of the flights of these things? How much are they going to vary? I can't wait to get out and test them. So we're going to report back with a full updated groove review. We're going to set the record straight once and for all on the damn groove. Is it worth having? Is it just the worst disc ever? We're going to find out. But Lucas loves his, that's for sure. Okay, other stuff we got. I don't know if I showed you this. It's just a backup Opto Pure for the one that's in my bag. Then I picked up this one, which is from a couple runs ago, maybe. This is a great one that I got at regular stock pricing, and I was happy to grab this one at retail just to throw in the stash because I am absolutely loving throwing the Pures, man. The Opto Pures have just been so nice. I've got this red one here. This one has been in my bag as like a secondary one to the one that you guys have already seen. And then I got a Harp that's the same plastic, and this is a backup for my Carnage Venom Harp that I already showed you guys. So Harps showed up, they did a run. I got that one that you guys already saw, the one with the Venom die on it, and I may have gotten a little bit carried away when they started popping up at normal retail pricing, and I wanted to get some backups because sometimes if I have some backups of a disc, I know I really like it and I get backups for it, but also if I get a stack of them, I'm kind of often more likely to continue using them if I have a bunch of them, and it would be more annoying to switch away. So I got a little bit out of control. I got another one of those red ones I haven't thrown. I got this yellow one here. This one is definitely going to get dyed eventually. And part of what happened was I found misprints. I ordered that yellow one and the white one, and then misprints showed up for a great deal. So I got a bunch of them. I got this one. This is another misprint that I dyed. That is probably one of my favorite dyes I've ever done. I don't think I showed you guys this disc yet. Pardon me if I did. I get a little bit confused in terms of like, what did I show these? What did I show everybody and what didn't I? But I hope you don't mind taking another look at this guy, because this is just one of the best dyes I've executed, I think. Speaking of dyes, we have a full updated dye video coming for you guys relatively soon, so stay tuned. I've learned a lot about glue dyes recently, and I think I can definitely bring more to the table with another updated video, so that's going to be happening relatively soon here. Moving on, I'm trying to go quick here because you guys know I got a lot of stuff to show you. Shout out to Disc Golf Nerd Patreon support team member Kevin for hooking me up with these soft Pures. He had tested them, he wasn't using them, and I bought them off of him. He gave me a nice deal on them, and they are really nice. Very, very grippy. They grab the chains really well. I kind of want to test that. That's part of why I wanted them. I want to test them for throwing. I want to test them for ground play. And I want to do some type of a kind of informal scientific test to see if I can determine if there's a real discernible difference in the amount of putts that kind of slip out, bounce out of the basket with the really firm eco-plastic Pures compared to the softs. And it's also getting colder out really fast, and the soft plastic in the heart of winter ends up feeling kind of like medium, so I will not be surprised at all if those end up being my main putters this winter. I already used them for a round and they seem to work pretty interchangeably, but they have a lot of grip. Star Invictus, the Invictus. I showed this to you guys in a dedicated video just the other day, but it is part of the recent intake here, so I thought it was apt to show it again here. 170 gram Star Invictus with the Rick 2-time stamp on here. I just got this one because I'm a Ricky fan. I wanted to throw it in the collection, more or less. You know, it's a good disc to have around for comparing to other stuff and reviews and whatever else. It's kind of like a faster Firebird type disc. Okay, moving on. Other stuff I'm testing. I'm testing some Captains. I'm looking for a more inherently, naturally flippy distance disc. These, in the past, the one I reviewed originally was very understable. This newer run, slight dome, kind of a little bit pop-top white ones, opaque white Lucid plastic sometimes tends to seem a little bit more stable. These end up flying relatively similar to my Havocs, but they fly kind of like my Air Havoc, which is great because I can't really replace the Air Havoc very readily. So hopefully these can kind of fill in that role, and as they break in, they'll become flippy enough to roll easily and hold those big turnovers more easily. That's the hope, at least. Okay, moving on to some Discmania stuff. that here. Then we got a DGA disc as well. It's kind of included. So, new local shop opened up out here in Oregon called Disc and Dice, I believe. Tim Skellinger is out there working there, and he's kind of part of the crew. I don't know if, you know, I don't think he's a part owner or anything. I think he just knows the owners and he's helping them run the disc golf side of things. He's doing the ordering and stuff, and I ran into him when we stopped in there to check out the shop, and I picked up this Sensei just to support them, get something, and it's something that I knew I could review. This disc. It is the same mold as the Tiger Warrior, previously reviewed. This is a new plastic type I hadn't tried. The active premium is nice. It's relatively grippy. It's very, very stiff, and not a lot of flexibility to it. Kind of more like a Lucid X, Opto X kind of feel, I would say. Maybe even a little more kind of firm than that. And really nice feel though. I obviously glue dyed this one. That's not how it comes out of the box, but 3301, have not thrown that one yet. Look for a full review on that guy eventually. But yeah, I mostly just grabbed it to help support the new shop. But again, always something that I could review. Then, another member of the Disc Golf Nerd Patreon support team, Ed, hooked me up with 2 discs. He was kind enough to send me this breaker that can be included in my overstable approach disc video. And he also sent me this Delawood mini stamped Origin that he dyed. This is a shaving cream dye that Ed did. Came out super rad, and I'm happy to have this one in the stash because the Origins that I tested I ended up selling or giving away. I can't remember. I think maybe a little of both. And it's a great disc to have in the inventory, especially for beginner content, because I think the Origin is one of those just like really great beginner mid-ranges. It's so straight, it's so easy to throw. I think almost anybody could get good flights out of that disc, from a brand new player to anybody looking for something that's understable, straight flying disc. And then the Breaker DGA Classic disc, these were released, if I'm not mistaken, at the 2014 Worlds. I was there at that Fly Mart. I almost bought one of these. I ended up buying a Buzz OS instead because those were dropping at the same time. Honestly, if I could go back, I would have bought some of those damn first run Felons that were released at that time, but they were 20 a piece. And I didn't end up getting one for myself. But the Breaker is a flat top overstable approach disc that I can add to that video I'm working on. This plastic is really, really slippery. It's strange. Almost no grip. It's like one of the least grippy discs I've felt in a long time. You can see it's almost got like a, maybe, can you see that texturing? See if you can hear this. I think you're getting that. Weird. It's got like a vinyl record texture, rotational texture on the underside. Very strange. I bet it'll feel better as it kind of wears in a little bit, but very, very slippery to start off. Then we got some stuff from DD and Latitude. A couple of these are just for my stash here. I picked up a McRae 2021 Fuse because I love the Fuse so much. And this plastic is just absolutely gorgeous. This is a little bit of a treat yourself moment for myself. I bought this one, a little retail therapy for myself, and great disc. Quite stable for a Fuse as I expected. Don't know if it'll end up getting bagged or not. I kind of just wanted to have it for the stash, but I did carry it for a few rounds and it flies good. I just would rather throw like a regular stock Opto one for the most part, just because it's expensive. And then I signed up for the Hand-Eye Supply Company monthly box to get this Lucid X Justice. It's one of the, it's, you know, mostly flat. This is the kind of flatness you used to expect for all Justices. Apparently, you know, some of the newer ones do have slight domes on them, which I was very dismayed to see. And the plastic, I don't know if the camera's even coping with how shiny and beautiful this plastic really is. It's very difficult to kind of represent how gorgeous this chameleon plastic is in person, and especially out in the sunlight. But you can see some of the shininess to it, some of the glimmer, and yeah, Lucid X should be really beefy. I've not thrown that thing yet. And moving on, we got more stuff from our good friends at Dynamic Discs. They continue to be awesome. Shout out to my man Anthony out there in Emporia for hooking it up once again. He sent me some Air Evaders to add to the review for the Evader, so that's very close to happening. Maybe I'll tack in a throw or two at these in this video so you can get a sense, but really nice feel. I mean, the Air Lucid Air Opto just feels so nice. It's almost like textured, like the way the bubbles on the surface feel. It's almost like a slight texture, but it just makes it feel more grippy to me. There's more kind of give to it. It's almost like a little gummy. And these are not like super light. I mean, they're 160 grams, more or less, 158. So they're basically like at 160. So it's not so light that they're squirrely. These are still quite stable. And you'll see those fly alongside the Pop Top stock Lucids relatively soon. And also, huge shout out to the man, Emac. Eric McCabe himself sent me a pair of these stunning Fuzion X Emacs from the 2021 Team Series. And I'm really appreciative of Eric hooking it up. And also, he's going to send us some flight footage of him throwing them for the review. So I'll show you guys me throwing them here in just a second. Fuzion X, Emac Truth. These have some kind of like central dome. Both of them have like a little pop top in the middle. As you can see there, it doesn't come off of the shoulder as much as it kind of just pops straight from the middle of the disc. It's got a little bit of heartbeat to it. This one, a little bit more. But the way it feels is really nice because in my grip, I don't really notice that dome. It still kind of feels like a flat mid, but then you're getting the benefits of the dome when they start to fly. These are still quite stable for an Emac, and they have some fade on them. You can hit them with a lot of pop, and they'll still fly before the fade kicks in. So it's a really nice, stable mid-range that's not beefy. It's overstable for an Emac. Stable flying in general. Definitely fades, definitely comes out of a turnover and stuff if you give it the air to do that. And but still flies and still has glide like an Emac because of that pop top. So really, really nice, stable run that I think pro type players will probably really, really like these on the Trilogy side of things. So we did it. We made it through another giant stack of plastic. You guys sat here this whole time. I really appreciate it very much for sticking with me, checking out all this great plastic, staying tuned to the channel, supporting the channel. You guys are amazing. We're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to do this thing to the best of our ability. I got a lot more content coming up here soon. Shout out to everybody who helps me out. Disc Golf Nerd Patreon support team, Upper Park Disc Golf, Team Upper Park has been fantastic. Our friends at Dynamic Discs continue to come through with that sweet Swedish plastic for us to check out, and I absolutely love being able to continue to work with them. You know, fellow YouTubers. It's awesome. I love being part of the community, and I love all you guys. Thanks for watching. Check out my Diameter shirts in the link in the description below. You can also find them on my Instagram and my link tree, in my profile, all that good stuff. You guys know where to find me. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.